We are not rich by what we possess, but by what we can do without. Look closely. The beautiful may be small. I had to deny knowledge in order to make room for faith. One who makes himself a worm cannot complain afterwards if people step on him. Rules for happiness. Something to do, someone to love, something to hope for. For peace to reign on earth, humans must evolve into new beings who have learned to see the whole first. Genius is the ability to independently arrive at and understand concepts that would normally have to be taught by another person. The busier we are, the more acutely we feel that we live, the more conscious we are of life. The death of dogma is the birth of morality. But only he who himself enlightened is not afraid of shadows. Dare to think. Out of the crooked timber of humanity, no straight thing was ever made. Dare to know. Have the courage to use your own intelligence. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. Man must be disciplined, for he is by nature raw and wild. Space and time are the framework within which the mind is constrained to construct its experience of reality. In all judgments by which we describe anything as beautiful, we allow no one to be of another opinion. Enlightenment is man's emergence from his self-incurred immaturity. Have the courage to use your own reason. That is the motto of enlightenment. Morality is not properly the doctrine of how we may make ourselves happy, but how we may make ourselves worthy of happiness. How then is perfection to be sought? Wherein lies our hope? In education and in nothing else. An action, to have moral worth, must be done from duty. Experience without theory is blind, but theory without experience is mere intellectual play. The people naturally adhere most to doctrines which demand the least self-exertion and the least use of their own reason, and which can best accommodate their duties to their inclinations. Nothing is divine but what is agreeable to reason. Two things fill my mind with ever-increasing wonder and awe, the more often and the more intensely the reflection dwells on them. The starry heavens above me and the moral law within me. Coffee, coffee. But although all our knowledge begins with experience, it does not follow that it arises from experience. To be is to do. It was the duty of philosophy to destroy the illusions which had their origin in misconceptions. Whatever darling hopes and valued expectations may be ruined by its explanations. Nature is beautiful because it looks like art, and art can only be called beautiful if we are conscious of it as art, while yet it looks like nature. All false art, all vain wisdom lasts its time but finally destroys itself, and its highest culture is also the epoch of its decay. Without man and his potential for moral progress, the whole of reality would be a mere wilderness, a thing in vain, and have no final purpose. Dignity is a value that creates irreplaceability. All human cognition begins with intuitions, proceeds from thence to conceptions, and ends with ideas. Simply to acquiesce in skepticism can never suffice to overcome the restlessness of reason. Beauty presents an indeterminate concept of understanding, the sublime an indeterminate concept of reason. Human beings are never to be treated as a means but always as ends. A categorical imperative would be one which represented an action as objectively necessary in itself, without reference to any other purpose. In every department of physical science there is only so much science, properly so called, as there is mathematics. By a lie a man throws away and as it were annihilates his dignity as a man. Innocence is a splendid thing, only it has the misfortune not to keep very well and to be easily misled. Settle, for sure and universally, what conduct will promote the happiness of a rational being. Anarchy is law and freedom without force. Despotism is law and force without freedom. Barbarism force without freedom and law. Republicanism is force with freedom and law. Give me matter and I will build a world out of it. Laughter is an affect resulting from the sudden transformation of a heightened expectation into nothing. Never wish to see a just cause defended with unjust means. Woman wants control, man self-control. The hand is the visible part of the brain. War seems to be ingrained in human nature, and even to be regarded as something noble to which man is inspired by his love of honor, without selfish motives. Thoughts without content are empty. Intuitions without concepts are blind. The understanding can intuit nothing. The senses can think nothing. Only through their unison can knowledge arise. Nothing can possibly be conceived in the world, or even out of it, which can be called good, without qualification, except a good will. Immanuel Kant was an 18th-century German philosopher, who is considered one of the most important figures in Western philosophy. He developed a comprehensive philosophical system that sought to reconcile rationalism and empiricism, while also exploring ethical, metaphysical, and epistemological questions. Kant's most influential work, Critique of Pure Reason, challenged the limits and possibilities of human knowledge, arguing that all knowledge is derived from the combination of reason and experience. He also proposed a moral framework known as deontological ethics, which emphasized the importance of moral duty and the categorical imperative. Kant's philosophy had a profound impact on a wide range of disciplines, including philosophy, psychology, political science, and theology, and continues to be widely studied and debated today.